everyone. Today I have a core workout for you that is quick but tough. It's going to mostly focus on obliques. That being said, you're going to feel it in your center abdominals and upper body as well. All you'll need besides an exercise mat is a set of sliders. I'll link below to the sliders I used to have. They are actually currently retired. I need new ones. So I'm going to use dish towels instead. If you have any kind of hardwood floor, dish towels work great. If you have carpet, you can use DVD covers. I've heard people use overturned frisbees. Get creative. The structure of this workout is a build a combo structure, which I've done a few times on the channel before. We're going to be working in 2-minute chunks of work. It's actually a little less than 2 minutes. It's 105 seconds if we're being precise. But you'll do that nonstop work and then you'll get to rest before we move on to the next block. Within that block, we're going to gradually build a combo. So the first 15 seconds is move 1. The next 30 seconds is move 1 plus move 2. The next 45 seconds is move 1 plus move 2 plus move 3, and then we will end most of the blocks with a 15-second hold. If that's confusing, don't worry, I'm going to guide you through everything, and I'm also going to give you a preview before we get going, so you'll see what I'm talking about. The first 2 blocks are going to focus on one side of your body, and then we will repeat those same 2 blocks for the other side. As with all workouts, you want to make sure you're properly warmed up beforehand. Always listen to your body, modifying or stopping as needed. I have a 5-minute warm-up on my channel, or you can do your own at home. I'm not going to play music in the background because I want you to be able to listen to whatever music you like. So if you don't have a playlist queued up, you might want to get that going. And if we're all set and squared away, I'm going to show you the preview, and then we'll get to the good stuff. The least complicated way to do this is to mirror me. So I want you to set up your plank so that your body is a mirror image of mine. We're going to start with that sliding snake crunch, and you're going to have your left foot crossed in front of the right. So find a high plank and then just swish left foot in front of right. You're going to hold that cross position as you drive the knees in towards your right elbow and then straighten them out. You have 15 seconds here before we add on our second move. So the focus to start is going to be left side obliques. At the beeps, we're going to add in a march. The march is just your right elbow down to the floor and back up. So next time you hit that plank, you're going to tap the right elbow down, press back up to your high plank, and go into that sliding snake crunch. Feet are staying on those sliders the whole time. And each time you do the march, it's the same arm, okay? So it's always going to be down to your right forearm, up to your right hand. Nothing changes about the position of that left hand. It is your anchor, and you're going to feel it in the back of your left arm as you push up. Now at the beeps, we add in a crossbody crunch. No sliding here. You just take the left knee to the right elbow. So lift that left foot off of your slider, crunch it across, try to tap that arm or get as close to it as possible. Step it back and then do your other 2 movements. Doesn't matter the order if you mess it up. I know it's kind of a lot going on. Just make sure you're doing 1 sliding snake crunch, 1 single arm march, 1 crossbody crunch. You have just over 20 seconds to go. Stay with it. I know this is tough. It's a long time to be in this plank series. You got it. Now in 10 seconds, we are going to finish with a hold. It'll just be that left knee across to the right elbow, and you will hold it there. Okay, let's do it. Straighten out that right leg. Crunch the left knee across to your right elbow. Opposite knee, opposite elbow. Hold. Can you pull the knee in 1 inch closer to the elbow? Let's see it. Can you lift it up 1 inch higher towards your armpit? Hold, hold, hold. and rest. You have 60 seconds here to recover. So for this next block, you are not going to need the sliders. It's just body weight exercises. And you want to position your mat so that you can lay down on it. Again, probably the easiest is going to be to set your body up so that it's mirroring mine, but I will also give you left-right cues. We are still focusing on the left side obliques in this upcoming block. So the first movement that you're going to see, and you still have a good time to rest, don't worry, just giving a heads up. The first exercise you're going to see is a bicycle crunch sit-up, and you are going to be bringing your right elbow to the left knee. So you kind of start in a hollow body hold with your legs hovering, and then as you crunch up with your torso and twist, again, right elbow to left knee, right elbow, left knee. Few more seconds here at the beeps. We are going to start with that bicycle crunch sit up. The goal is to have your legs hovering throughout it. So the knee that isn't crunching in is just going to stay extended at a hover. Crunching up, right elbow, left knee, and back down to the hover. Notice I'm not resting my head on the floor. I'm not resting that leg on the floor. Now at the beeps, we are going to add in a side V-up. You're going to roll onto your right hip. So right hip, right forearm to the floor, and then crunch up left elbow to left knee, roll back, and give me that bicycle crunch sit up. So notice as I'm rotating through these, I'm not resting my legs on the floor. Now full disclosure, you will see me start to really struggle with this one when we get towards the end. So to modify, you can have that leg on the floor, and you'll see me do that towards the end. Okay, at the beeps, we're adding in our last movement, which is going to be a leg lift at center. So we got that bicycle crunch set up, we got that side V up, and now come to center. I want you to lift your legs to the ceiling, lower them back to a hover right into that next bicycle crunch. Now notice I'm struggling. You see how I just brought my arms in front of my face to help me crunch up. If you can, still try to keep the elbows wide and hands behind your ears. That's going to make it harder. If you need to modify though, see, I'm struggling. I told you guys. If you need to modify though, bring those hands in front of you. It's going to help with momentum. We have 15 seconds to go. Now, I am not going to make you end this one with a hold, okay? So for these last few seconds, stay with the series. You're almost there. When you hear those beeps, you get a full minute to recover. Woo, hug your knees into your chest. 60 seconds here. So we are at the halfway point, and after this 60-second rest, we are just going to repeat those two blocks, but targeting the right side obliques this time. So you will need those sliders again, and I'm just going to flip my mat around so that I have room to slide with my hands under it. All right, let's start making our way to a plank. You have a few more seconds here of recovery. In this plank, we are going to have our right foot in front of left for that snake sliding crunch. So make sure you have one foot on each slider or dish towel, whatever you are using. Hands are going to stack under our shoulders, and in the plank position, again, right foot in front of left. From here, you are going to crunch those knees in towards your left elbow, and then straighten them back out. So the first 15 seconds, just this sliding snake crunch. At the beeps though, we're going to add on that march. It's going to be your left elbow down. So when those legs are straight, lower onto your left forearm, press back up to both hands. That right hand is glued in cement. It's not going anywhere, but you do bend that right elbow as you tap the left elbow down so that you get kind of a tricep dip going on with that left side. Or sorry, that right side. Now, in just about 10 seconds, we are going to add on our third and final piece. It's going to be that crossbody crunch. It's going to be right knee to left elbow. So when you do that crossbody crunch, you take your right foot off of the slider and then just replace it and go into your next two moves. And again, don't worry if you mess up the order of this. I know it's a lot going on. Just make sure you're doing one sliding snake crunch, one single arm march, and one crossbody crunch. When you do that crossbody crunch, I want you to get the knee as close as possible to actually touching the arm. No big deal if it doesn't make physical contact with it, but that is what you are working towards. Now, just like we did on the first side, in 10 seconds, we're going to finish this with a hold. I know. I am dying here. I'm struggling. We're going to take that right knee across to the left elbow at the beeps and just hold it there. Okay, let's go. Find that plank, right knee, left elbow. I'm taking my sweet old time. There we go. Crossbody crunch, hold. Hips are at shoulder height. Can you pull that knee in a little closer to your elbow? Yes, good. Now can you zip that knee up 1 inch closer to your armpit and rest? Awesome work. Okay, you have 60 seconds to recover, and then we are going to go into our final block. Okay, last block coming up. You don't need the sliders for it, so you can ditch those and set up your mat in a way that you can lay your whole body down on it. You still have plenty of time to recover, but as we get ready for this final block, let's just make sure that you're either mirroring me or we know what side we're doing. So it's going to be in that bicycle sit-up crunch, left elbow to your right knee, okay? So let's start getting into position here. Hands behind your head, elbows wide. Legs are going to extend out to a hover, and then when you do that sit up and that twist, your right knee is crunching in, your left elbow is coming across to meet it. Let's go. 15 seconds on the clock. Now, these are going to be harder if you keep your elbows wide and your hands by your ears. It's going to be a little easier if you bring your hands in front of you. If you need to modify, keep a leg on the floor as I was just demoing. Now we're going to add in that V up. You're rolling onto your left forearm and left hip, and then you crunch that top right elbow to the right thigh. 1 bicycle crunch sit up, roll onto that side body, give me 1 V up. Again, your modification, rest a leg on the floor. Notice I'm doing that to demo here, not just to demo because I need to modify. This one is tough. At the beeps, we add in our last movement. It's going to be that leg lift at center. So you got a bicycle crunch sit up. You roll onto the left hip. You give me a side V up with straight legs. You come through center, hover the legs, bring them up to the ceiling, back down to a hover, and then go right into your next bicycle crunch sit up. I'm dying, guys. These are hard for me. You know, things you do all the time, we tend to stick with them because we're good at them. That's like me with plank stuff. And then as soon as I flip onto my back and do core work from the floor, it's really humbling, which means I have to do more of it. So that's why this workout is good for me. You have just over 10 seconds. Stick with this combo. Now we are going to end these with a hold. The hold is going to be a leg hover. So we'll come to center at the beeps and we are going to hover those legs. All right, let's go. Pull the belly button down towards the floor. Your legs are extended out straight and hold. Now, the lower your legs are, the harder it'll be, but you are only going to go as low as you can, keeping that low back pressed down towards the floor. And rest. Awesome work. Hope you enjoyed that workout. If you did, give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I post new workouts here every Monday. I'll see you guys next week.